that event or 2-day event.
Yeah, but do you agree with it being on?
I really don't agree with it 100%. I mean, in a pandemic year, 60% I can agree on. The other 40% says no still.
Okay, so yeah, so I. The good thing about it, though, like Joe is like for the draft, like I know it's on a weekday and whatnot, but you got we'll be able to keep updated, on our work and whatnot like that. But it's not the same. Like besides round 1, is round 2 to 7 going to be Tuesday or Wednesday night, or is it going to be at stupid 10 a.m. or 12 p.m. like it has been before?
That's the thing. I would hope that they have it later in the day because most people are usually working. Like, you have people who work 9 to 5 still. You still have people working from their laptops on Zoom meetings who possibly can't really watch much of or any of the NHL draft at that time if it's early in the day. But it makes sense for it to be closer to evening. Meanwhile, some people's dinner is already completed.
Yeah, but and then you want to know what the good thing about it is, though, how they did it this year? And you want to know something? I hope they do this every year. How they plan this. Have the draft for 2 days in a row. So they're having the draft October 6th and October 7th. And then on the 9th, they've got free agency.
It's like
So have the draft 2 days and then have a day break and then free agency. I think it's perfect.
I think it's great because in a traditional year, you wait for Canada Day, and that's your free agent frenzy. But
Yeah,
I rather not have
like
such a huge gap. Yeah, like if you're gonna have it on Canada Day, why not have the draft a little bit closer to Canada Day, and in a normal year? I'd be all for it.
So would I.
Because
I think that would be great. I think that'd be great for the NHL. It'd be great for the fans.
Because you have people enjoying their summers, but they're also going to have the nostalgia of like, I can't wait to have hockey back. And, people start to get back into their normal routines. And it helps like bridge that waiting period from July to, training camp in a typical normal year when there isn't a COVID-19.
Yeah. Who would have thought COVID was going to happen too, right? Like it shouldn't. Are they gonna allow fans back in the stadiums? Because I hope they do at some point. Because I'm missing concerts of this COVID stuff, but that's just the way it
right.
goes.
From what I was hearing from one of the Prudential Center ticket rep people on a call, that person told me that you should be wearing your mask. There's going to be contactless ticket sales that you're going to still be doing from your phone, like via Ticketmaster. There's going to be a lot of sanitizer and all those essential goods at all the NHL arenas. So there's going to be a lot of updates from what I'm hearing. So that's just what I'm taking with a grain of salt. And it's going to be a league thing, and they're going to follow CDC guidelines. So that's what they're going by here in the States.
So we don't even know. Are the Devils even going to be playing in the Prudential Center next season, or are they?
They said there's going to be 22 home games out of the 80 out of what would be a typical 21 versus 21.
Okay.
or whatever you would say. It's just like there would have been, what was it, 41 home games. There's 22 home games, and it seems like they're going to play the other 40. I mean, the other 20 or whatever portion they're going to play away. I'm not good with math on the fly. Just to let you know, people. Just
No, that's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
But I just think, with the way the world is going, it's just they're trying to get a vaccine, but if you're going to go into a game, you still have to wear your face mask and stuff like that, or a face shield, or whatever guidelines it has to meet. But for the most part, I'll be watching from home. I mean, nothing against, going to games. Just it kind of feels odd at some point,
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because you know what it would feel like? It would feel like you're at a preseason game versus the Islanders, where usually not many people show because people are enjoying summer.
Exactly, and can you honestly blame them?
No. How would you feel if, you were going to one of those games and most people in, the greater Toronto area decided not to really go, even though they were allowed only 25% of that building?
Yeah, I'd probably be pissed off. I mean, I would. I know I would. I want to go to an arena. I want to watch hockey. I want there to be fans. I want it to sell out.
Yeah.
I want that atmosphere. I want it to be exciting.
That's the thing, I will say this, like, I want to see the Devils bench get all excited about scoring a goal. I want to hear people chanting "kill" on the penalty kill at a Devils game. I want to feel that.
Yeah. So, and we all do, and we miss the hey, like the you suck and all that kind of stuff, right? So,
Yeah. Like, I will say this, like, a lot of businesses have been affected from this, and it's, how do I put this into a hockey perspective is that, what I usually do if I go up to a game by myself, I usually go to Mercado Tomato Pie for pizza, and I would go to Reds for my beer, and I would go into the Devils game, usually before the anthem starts. I go in, to my seat and just say hi to some good friends at the game, and with this going on, I think less people are more likely to go to a game, but there's still going to be your diehards that will still go, that live pretty close to the arenas.
oh yeah, like how often you go to the game? How many games a year do you go to?
7 out of 41. I would have at least gone to maybe 10 if it weren't restricting by schedule.
Yeah, so and I had, speaking of, I had the Devils reps call me there a week ago or so, maybe, yeah, a week ago, and asking me, when's the last time I had been to a game, blah blah blah, and I was like, listen, I haven't been in like 5 years. I'm like, I got married, I have a daughter now, like it's all a time consuming thing for me, right? So can I make it there? Can I not make it there? And
Yeah,
it's tough.
It's more of like a hockey vacation than, like, something for me where it's like simple, go up the route and you're there. But it's not all that easy, with people, outside the state. But, like, the team has a bright future, though. I mean, don't get us wrong.
No, we do. That is the one thing we have is a bright future. We have our two two number one centers, basically. They're top two centers for the future. It's just, we have a potential top six player in Nolan Foote. Bratt, I prefer him in the bottom six on the third line, because that tells me that the team is built properly and they have the proper depth. But they're all about building the youth and stuff too, right? So it's
they want to see how these kids can pan out, and if some of these kids do pan out, who are you going to ship out come before February? Usually trade guys before February to get the best return. And if the Devils have a good progressive season, let's say they score 81 points in the standings, right, and they get into that wild card race, I'd be happy with an 8th or 6th seed, to be honest.
Yeah, but who do you want to play in the first round? Like, do you want to run into a Washington or a Pittsburgh or Tampa again? I don't.
You know what the thing is about Pittsburgh is they're still getting older. Who knows who they're going to acquire, and who knows what their coaching staff's going to look like. And Pittsburgh might not be the Pittsburgh of yesteryear, right? They could be the Pittsburgh of today and be slowing down in the, top 8 of the Eastern Conference. Meanwhile, they could be like a top 4 team. Yeah, they could be in the first round. Kind of see where I'm going?
Yeah, I see where you're going with it, yeah.
Like, did we think that, the Montreal Canadiens would sweep the Penguins?
No.
I did not think so. I thought they would get, edged out 4-2, realistically. But because of goaltending and defense, it's really made the Penguins look terrible. And this is why I like the Devils getting better. And I think if the Devils do sign Greiss in the offseason, I think he would be a great tutor for Blackwood and a great backstop who would allow Blackwood to take a breather every other night.
Which goalie is that? Sorry.
Blackwood.
Him a break.
I said Thomas Greiss.
Yeah, I would like Thomas Greiss. I really like Anton Khudobin, but I don't know. We'll see on that one.
If Khudobin makes it to the market and Fitzgerald gets that guy a contract, I'd be pretty happy having a solid number 2 starter right with Blackwood.
Yeah, me too.
And who knows who the next goalie coach is going to be? That could play a factor too.
I don't even know who's available for to be a goalie coach. You?
I have no clue what's going to happen, but when it does happen, I'm eventually going to cover it in another article, and it's going to be out there because I'm going to do my due diligence and see, what was the reasoning behind it when it is made. But back to Mark Recchi, though, the team needs a guy who can lead the core forward group in offensive output. And this is good for a guy like Jack.
Yeah, absolutely it is. Mark Recchi knows what it takes, so he'll be able to come in, teach him the little things that he needs to know. But it's all not just about what Mark Recchi teaches him and Lenny Ruff teaches him. It's about, players around him. But Jack's got to put in the work. He can't show. If Jack Hughes, I will say this right here, right now, mark it down, call me out if it doesn't happen or it happens however you want to, or anybody. Jack Hughes shows up to camp and he hasn't added any muscle or he hasn't added a lot of strength, he's going to struggle again. And he's going to continue to struggle in his career